Hello everyone, welcome to another album review with Metallicis. Today we're looking at Burning Witches' new album, Dance with the Devil. I'm a big fan of Burning Witches. I listened to Hexenhammer when it came out, I think last year or maybe 2 years ago, I forget. Great album, that was my first introduction to them. I know that wasn't their first album to come out. But as always, let's start with the album art. I think this is pretty dope. This is the kind of thing I look for in an album cover. It's something that's going to immediately draw me in. It sticks out. It's got this cool satanic-looking creature. They're on this throne. I guess it's a throne, or the throne's coming alive as the devil. I'm not quite sure. With these two super cool chains coming out from the background, and the whole band painted right into the center there. I think that's really cool. It kind of fits with their genre. I think they're mostly power metal, but it's kind of sound like hair metal a little bit and traditional heavy metal, similar to like Iron Maiden or Judas Priest or something like that. I love that it's an all-female band. That's so rare. I feel like anytime I see females in metal, it's one guitarist or bassist in a band full of men, or predominantly they're just the lead vocalist in a band, like Arch Enemy or Nightwish or something like that, and then everyone else is dudes, which is nothing wrong with that, but it's cool to see an all-female band, and they're actually really good. So let's look at the music here. Well, I guess I got to give the rating of the art first. I give that a 5 out of 5. That makes me want to listen to the music more than anything. And Hexenhammer has a really cool album art too, so they have that consistency there and a really dope logo too. Okay, music. So I usually start with just the highlight tracks, but they have pretty much all highlight tracks. There's maybe one song in this whole album that I was like, and that was Sea of Lies. It was just kind of an okay song to me, but looking at my notes on it, everything else was pretty awesome. I mean, they start out with a 1-minute introduction, which I think is a good way to start an album. Not really a song, but the incantation, pretty ominous, gives you some ambiance to the album with a decent guitar riff to introduce, and then just goes right into like hit after hit. Lucid Nightmare has some ripping guitar melodies, really powerful vocals in it, and well, really Laura, the singer, has powerful vocals in everything, and she can weave in and out of a rock and roll singing voice to a really beautiful, almost opera-like vocals, and then she can do banshee shrills and all kinds of screams and sound very witchy, which fits their theme very well. Dance with the Devil to me sounds like a hair metal song. That's why I kind of put them in that genre, or mentioned that earlier. It sounds straight out of the 80s. It's got that very accessible rock groove to it, and then a sing-along chorus. Dance and dance with the devil, and get stuck in your head. I think that's really cool. I like that. But then it goes into Wings of Steel, which is very power metal-y, with a ripping guitar solo to open it up. It's got a slow breakdown in the middle that's pretty cool, and a really strong dual guitar solo. They have a lot of really good guitar solos. I think there's 2 guitarists in the band, and the guitarists are really excellent. And Laura, the vocalist, really shines for me. She's a phenomenal vocalist. She really carries a lot of these tunes. My personal favorite on the whole album, if you're going to check out any song, is 6 Feet Underground, which I know is Lucid Nightmare, Dance with the Devil, Wings of Steel are like their singles, or the ones that are asterisked on Apple Music. But 6 Feet Underground has a really awesome riff with some pinch harmonics that sound really cool that you should check out, with a really good guitar solo with just great arpeggio sweeps and up and down the scales and the whole 9 yards with some whammy dives and all that good stuff. So really cool. Black Magic is like their ballad. It's pretty good. I'll give that one like a 3. I would say really their songs all the way up to 6 Feet Underground. Their first 5 songs are 5 out of 5 for me. It's like a perfect album up to that point. Then Black Magic's pretty good. I give that a 3. Sea of Lies, I didn't find that interesting, like I said before. Then Sisters of the Fate has some really cool witchy screams in it. Pretty solid tune, but it also didn't stick out to me as much. And then another one of my favorite tunes on there is Necronomicon. Just a really cool, dark, brooding, I guess, song with heavy guitar riffs and like a stutter stop in there that gives it some uniqueness to it. And then the background vocals really bring this whole thing together. They sound ominous and mystic, and they come around in the background, and they're very, I guess, echoey. I don't know how to describe it, but it's super cool. It gives it a new vibe. And then the chorus is super creepy, the way she says in Necronomicon. It's very witchy. So again, fitting with her vocals. That one's a 5 out of 5 for me. Final Fight, another really awesome song. It's very much a power metal kind of vibe to it. with a great headbanging riff. Pretty strong song. I give that one a 4. Not quite as good as the rest of the tracks, but still worth a listen. Still can make the playlist. Threefold Return, another strong song. Sounds very witchy and doomy. Has like a stomp sounding riff that's pretty good. Not quite as good as the other songs. I'll give this one like a 3.5. And then they end with Battle Hymn, who they have featuring Ross the Boss from Manowar and Michael LePond, I think is how you say his name, from Symphony X. I'm not super familiar with either of those bands. Solid song, a bit too long for me. I don't mind a good epic at the end, and it's actually pretty good, but it didn't stick out to me either. It was just all right. I'll give that one a 3. But overall, they got 12 songs on here. It's basically all killer. The only fillers for me is Sea of Lies. So I really enjoyed this album. I'll give this like probably a 5 overall, honestly, even though they got like one song on there I don't like. This will probably be in my top 10 albums of 2020, and there's a good chance it'll be in contention for one of the best songs of 2020, although I know there's some really good albums coming out in the future, so that's going to be a contentious position. But let me know what you all think. Check out Burning Witches if you haven't heard them before. Leave your review in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time.